That what did he do with the money? The same Devulumayi is now awarding the super highway left, right, and center. Calabar to, Lagos to Calabar super highway, coastal highway. Calabar to Abuja super highway. Sokoto to Badagry super highway. And we are talking about trillions. The one from Lagos to Calabar is awarded for 15 trillion naira. They have reviewed it to 18 trillion naira now. This is like over $11 billion. No bid, no competition. They just gave it to Tinubu's confidant, Shaguri. Similarly, Calabar to Abuja, Shaguri. They didn't even tell us how much that one will cost. Probably 20 trillion. Now, the one from Sokoto to Badagry, they won't even tell us how much that one will cost as well. Maybe another 25 trillion. Why am I saying that? Lagos to Calabar is expected to be 700 kilometers. And that one is 18 trillion. So Calabar to Abuja is more than 1,000 kilometers. So do the math. So maybe that's going to be like 20 trillion. Sokoto to Badagry is over 1,000 kilometers as well. Maybe that one is going to be 30 trillion. When you combine all of this together, that's more than maybe 50 trillion for coastal super highway. But when you go to the major highways in Nigeria, the major express ways or motorways, I don't know what we call it in Nigeria. I think we call it express. East-West Road is one very crucial highway where it remained uncompleted and abandoned. So in 2024 budget, this guy was like, I think he got 500 and something billion naira. Yeah, I think so. I think it was like 560 billion naira for Ministry of Works. He just put in another supplementary budget himself for another 350 billion naira. And he said, all the Nigerian roads will become motorable by December. He said this sometimes in July. People are counting the days for him. It's almost December now. In the next few days, you'll be in December. So what is infrastructure reform? What does that even mean? Okay, I'm asking questions. So agricultural reform. What does that mean? The Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram terrorists, they are holding the farmers in Nigeria to ransom. Tinubu created livestock ministry for terrorists. Livestock ministry for terrorists. That hasn't stopped them from kidnapping farmers, from beheading farmers, or from forcing other farmers from northern Nigeria to be paying taxes to terrorists. So what kind of reform are we talking about here? It has not yielded any kind of increase in their food production in that contraption. So all this propaganda stuff, right? They are never going to change anything. And if you are one of those who possibly look back and be like, hey, which country did this go? And when is a Tinubu's, you are adoptees. And I am here to help you. These criminals do not mean well for you or your children. And if you are a young person, they do not mean well for your future. So if you look around and listen to any of their lies, you are doing yourself a lot of disservice. And Mayegun's Diary Political is here to remind you of the level of the kind of evil that these guys represent. So when they say something, it is ideal for you to scrutinize it for your own good. It has nothing to do with whether they are, anybody like them or doesn't like them. They are policy makers. They are supposed to be decision makers. And you see all these, their decisions, they have real life victims. A majority of you are their victims. They destroy the economy, but they give themselves pat on the back. We are doing well. We are doing fine when they are not. So, yesterday, this guy again came out. This ex-convict, Doyin, he came out to say that Tinubu is the most prepared president in Nigeria history since 1960. That the person who actually got prepared that he wanted to be president and is doing the job to save you, he said that give Tinubu another 2 years. See, another 2 years simply means that they will be campaigning for 2027. That Tinubu's policies will begin to yield results. Meanwhile, Tinubu and his gang are saying that their actions are already yielding results. You listening? This ex-convict, Doyin Okupe, Agbaya, Agbaofu, Agbaradarada. Because you see, foolish people also grow old. So don't let anyone possibly lie to you. Okay? Old age, or whatever you call it, does not guarantee intelligence, especially the dubious ones who have always been criminals even when they were younger. That they are older doesn't mean that they're going to change. Majority of them don't even care about the life and the future of the young ones. They don't have any respect for you. If you're a young person listening to me right now, you need to remember this. These guys do not have any respect for you. These are career criminals. They will say anything. They would lie just for the crumb. They will say anything for their next meal. And if what they are going to say will contribute to jeopardizing your future, they don't care. And because they don't have any respect for you, they don't care. So the likes of Doyin Okupe was sent to jail because he stole 767 million naira. Yeah, you heard me right. 767 million naira. He was given a contract. Despite being a presidential spokesperson who should man and manage the office he was given, he was also like a shady contractor who got a contract of 767 million, and he just absconded with the money, hoping that, yeah, everybody does it, so why should I be afraid? But somehow he was held responsible. Yeah. And because he didn't have any chance, they told him to release the money and avoid jail. He chose to go to jail. But do you know why he escaped longer jail term? I'll tell you. The trial for his crime lasted for 7 years. And when the judge convicted him, you know what they said? He should go to 7 years in prison. And that includes the time they have spent on the case. So the ex-convicts who wanted to redeem himself through this your obedient movement, before going back to like a dog, going back to his vomit, is now singing loud about the druggie that is ruining and destroying Nigeria as we speak. Licking the ass, the bomb crack of Tinubu. And some are saying that it's because they have a compromise on him. That's why he's doing. No, it's not because of just that. He's a criminal. Criminals also grow old. Don't forget that. They will say anything to guarantee their next meal. So he's saying that Tinubu is the most prepared president of Nigeria. So others are saying, well, maybe he's right. Tinubu has been preparing to destroy your lives, destroy Nigeria. And if you don't agree, right, destroying Nigeria actually is destroying some lives as we speak. Yeah. You may think, well, you've got your own getaway card from this mess. Some of you live abroad, so you believe it's not going to affect you or it's not affecting you. But I am saying it to you right now that Tinubu being your president, including when Bokwari was your president, right? Their decisions destroyed lives of the unlucky Nigerians. Tinubu's existence right now is destroying lives of some Nigerians right now. And they will never recover. No, they will never recover from it, unfortunately. So if somebody that prepared to be your president for years, they said he's been preparing for 30 years. So yeah, he's been preparing to come and destroy your lives for 30 years, because that's what he's doing right now. Because the same set of rogues who told you that Bokwari's actions, they said it to, have you forgotten? They said that Bokwari's action, that you are going to gain Bokwari's, from Bokwari's reform later. Have you forgotten? There were those who told you that. Yeah, they said that PDP had destroyed Nigeria. The PDP that destroyed Nigeria took Nigeria economy, the corrupt PDP. They took Nigeria economy from a paltry $97 billion worth of economy in 1999. Between 1999 and 2015, the corrupt PDP took Nigeria economy from $97 billion to $570 billion economy. And the not corrupt APC, they have now brought that economy down from $570 billion economy, the third fastest growing economy in the world. They brought it down to what is now under $200 billion. Bokwari that did all of that. There were those who told you that Bokwari should be given time. That by the time Bokwari is done, all of now will be thanking him. Where is that Bokwari today? They looted, they ransacked, they devalued, they depreciated the entire thing. Tinubu is now the one doing the wonder work. They have your economy, destroyed businesses, destroyed lives. There are victims. Oh, yes, there are victims right now. The victims of all of this. And somebody said that Tinubu has been. What do you call it? Tinubu has been preparing for 30 years. So what was he preparing to come and do? This is what he's been preparing to come and do. Koolu. Well, they said he signed a deal with a meat factory in Brazil. And guess what? They said that the contract is signed with a meat factory in Brazil. They are coming to establish meat factories in 774 local government areas in Nigeria. What the heck? Baba, we get abattoir everywhere, right? Killing cows and other supplying our meat. So Tinubu and his gang, this meat factory in Brazil is coming to Nigeria to establish meat factories in 774 local government areas. That means they will have 774 branches. And this is what Tinubu told them. Do you remember this?
What we are trying to do is transform a situation of tragedy, hopelessness, into economic opportunity. See through problems and see the opportunity that is involved in it. We've heard so much about you in terms of the reputation, and we believe in the partnership. Yeah, we have taken four steps, and for me, daring food security is extremely important. As we talk right now, there is hunger. However, there is huge hope, and you are one of those hopes that we are looking at. Nigeria is a population of over 250 million and growing by 2.5%. So within the next few years, we'll be the fourth largest population economy in Africa and in the world, I would say. There's opportunity in what we are doing. And the legacy that you are about to flow with is what we want to do to change the narrative in Nigeria. I have one of the key governors, because by our constitution, the land, the grazing area, the ranches will be situated in area of their state. I think we've hit the nail on the head. We want you. We promise you. Nigeria is ready to do business with you.
Thank you.
That's it. You cannot find a better friend, a more reliable friend, an opportunity, and a good return on investment, better than what we are doing right now. And we are solving a problem that afflicted humanity in that part of Africa. Clash between farmers and migrating cow, soldiers and all of that has caused some life and bloodshed. So when there is a modern civilized way to solve those problems and even bring a successful economy out of it. So I extend our partnership.
Yeah.
What we are
nuisance lele.
Those are the guys who are coming to build meat factories in 774 local government areas. That is what they have told the Amumus in Nigeria. That they are coming to build 774 factories. God damn it, man. And afterward, they left. And of course, his fellow criminals were waiting for him when he got back to Abuja last night. where they lined the airport for him to make him feel like a king. Koolu. That's how he lives. Lives like a king, the emperor, the empty pangolo. Has got nothing to really offer you, unfortunately. But those around him, you would expect them to possibly do better. I mean, if they are patriotic enough. Unfortunately, Koolu doesn't give opportunity to people that do not have criminal tendencies. You need to be a very, very bold criminal. Okay? Somehow they are also like punishers. So that's another way to see them. They tell themselves that they are helping you, even though they know they are not. So those who are students and those who are like, traders, and all that, the direct victims of all of their policies, many of them are either not aware or not aware enough, or they are aware and they just feel like rather than stand up to them, they would prefer to join them and possibly get their own shares from the whole thing. It might actually be the latter. Here is Hopeless Uzodimba, as well as the man that was supposed to be the Minister of Defense, Badru. His name is Badru, from Jigawa. Is a former governor of Jigawa, a complete criminal. Now, this is one of the reasons why people like us, I'm using myself now, and people like myself, this is why we don't like religion. Because you see, when you look at the type of religion they practice in northern Nigeria, it is mostly Islam. And many of them believes that Islam does not support stealing. Okay, if you steal, then the punishment to start with is to give you short sleeve. If you steal again, they short sleeve your left hand, they short sleeve your right hand, then they give you long sleeves. So the long sleeves on both arms means you can't even steal anymore. But we found that all these religious rules are only applicable to the poor people. It's not applicable to the real criminals. Because there is no northern governor, former and present, that did not loot from their people to further impoverish them. Majority of them get rewarded to become, senator. Others get rewarded to become ministers.